We got Andrea Lee back here on the program, who's going to be fighting Jessica Rose Clark at UFC on Fox 31 on December 15th. Andrea, how are you today?
I'm good.
What are the plans for Thanksgiving with the fact that it's happening right now?
Well, Thanksgiving yesterday, not a whole lot, happened. Um, I decided to come down to MMA Gold to train with Aspen and her team at MMA Gold with Jim West and Coach Doug, my guy. And I figured I might as well sacrifice Thanksgiving with my family to come here and train, for a better outcome for my fight, and so I can have a better Christmas with my child, with my little one.
And what was the connection there? How did you get linked up with MMA Gold in California?
Well, Aspen and I, we've worked with each other, quite a few times in the past, and so we have a good friendship. We have a good connection. Her, me, and Jim. And Jim's been in my corner once before, and I really like the chemistry there. So, I wanted to, with everything that's kind of happened recently, I wanted to make sure that I had the best people in my corner. And so I've chosen Tim Crater at Gladiator Academy in Lafayette, and also Jim West.
Excellent. Okay, well, that's worked out well. And I know you've also done some cross-training out in Michigan. I know you were working with Amanda Cooper before her last fight with Andy Wynn. How was that, getting to go down there and get some different looks?
It was great. I enjoyed it. Got a lot of good training. It was a good thing for me, to kind of ease back into training and getting my feet wet again. Though I never really take off. I'm always training, but it was good, to get down there and start the grind again.
And obviously we know all the stuff that's happened outside the cage with you, and glad to see that you're in good spirits and everything like that. Was there ever a point where you thought of maybe not fighting this year and just taking things ahead next year, or was the plan always to take this fight, at least get one more in before the end of the year?
The plan was to always take another fight before the end of the year, and it having something to focus on is always better than having an, I guess, what do they say about an idle mind is the devil's playground? So this way it keeps me busy, it keeps me focused, and I don't have time to think about anything else except for I need to climb.
Absolutely. And let's talk about your opponent here, Jessica Rose Clark. How do you feel like you match up against her?
I feel like it's going to be a great matchup. I really like Jessica Rose Clark. I think highly of her, and when she's fighting, I'm always cheer on. Of course, in this situation, I want to win. I want to get my hand raised. And I like her style. I think we're both well-rounded opponents. She likes to stand and bang. Who knows? I don't know what she's going to want to do in this fight. From what I've seen in her past couple of fights, she likes to stand. She's technical. So I just plan on going out there and surprising everybody. And hopefully we'll get the fight of the night bonus or some kind of bonus.
And it seems like you've known about this fight for a while. I mentioned training with Amanda in Michigan, training in California now with Aspen. How have you structured your training camp for this fight?
Whenever I'm home, I've been going down to Lafayette Monday through Thursday, sometimes through Friday, and I train there at Gladiator Academy, like I said, with Tim Crater and all the girls and the guys there. I've taken 2 weeks out of my training camp, come here and train with Aspen Lad and Jim West and get some great training in, which has really helped me a lot. I've really enjoyed the work here. And as I leave tomorrow, so whenever I get back, I'll start back in Lafayette on Monday, and I'll be finishing out my training camp there at Lafayette at Gladiator Academy.
And I mentioned we got a Thanksgiving this weekend. How's the weight cut going ahead of this matchup? It's kind of a bummer that this is right before Thanksgiving, but I guess the good news is it doesn't impact Christmas, which is, in my opinion, the better holiday.
True, yeah. Christmas is obviously, I don't like to say that it's necessarily more important, but of course it is, when you have a child, and Christmas is the one holiday that they look forward to, so the most, actually. And I just want to give my daughter a really nice Christmas this year. It's going to be different, for her, but I want it to be a good Christmas, so.
And you talked about your corner there. So Jim West and who was the other person you mentioned? Tim Crater is going to be in your corner?
Tim Crater, and then also my friend Eric Sands, who I've been with for a long time. He's been he's always helped me with my wrestling. He's been a training partner and been part of my team, in Karate Mafia. So it's good to have like, that familiar person there, a familiar voice.
How do you see this fight playing out with you and Jess coming up here on the 15th?
I see my hand getting raised. I think it's going to be exciting. I don't want to necessarily say everything that I plan on doing, but I want y'all to look forward. I want everybody to be excited, to look forward to everything that I've been working on. And, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to put on a show. And, I just want everyone to enjoy the fight. And I hope that this fight will get people talking about something else.
What's next for you after this fight? I mean, again, you had such a good record on the regional scene. You won the LFA title. This is a pretty big fight for you if you get the win here over Jessica Rose Clark. And the division at the moment is very wide open with the vacant title fight coming up on the
8th. Well, if I beat Jessica Rose Clark, it's going to push me into the top 10. And there's so many things, that can happen. I'm not trying to jump into a title fight because I want to wait. I want to get that opportunity to renegotiate my contract first. So hopefully, if I get this win, I'll get the opportunity to renegotiate. I think that I was told like after I get a couple of wins under my belt, then I can renegotiate and ask for more money, which is of course what every athlete wants, every MMA fighter wants, and. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, so this is the last fight on your contract then?
No, it's not.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you just want to renegotiate to, get paid what you're worth, right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have to prove what I'm worth.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so how many fights do you have left on your deal?
I want to, I'm going to have to look at the contract, but I want to say it was 4 or 5.
Oh, okay, awesome. Okay, so it was a fair amount.
No, not left. I meant total. That was like total.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Total, yeah.
Yes, yeah, we'll be clear on that for sure. Don't want to get misconstrued there.
Yeah.
What about opponents? I mean, is there anyone in the division right now at flyweight that you're looking at? Not looking past Jess, of course, but I'm sure you're keeping an eye on the flyweights that are coming up. Is there anyone you'd like to clash with at some point?
Anybody in the top 10, obviously. I just want to go out there and I want to be the best and I want to fight the best. So I'm not big on name calling, but whoever they throw at me.
Okay. And is there any cards you're looking at getting on next year? Because I'm sure, you'd like to be a little bit more active in the octagon.
Yes, I don't have any cards in particular that I want to get on. I would like to fight close to home, if they have any fights in New Orleans, that would be awesome. I would like to take a fight out of the country, fighting in Russia would be pretty cool. I'm not against fighting out of the country. I enjoy it, it's a great experience. But I would like to fight closer to home, so that maybe in Vegas, I have a lot of friends and family that, they all want to go to Vegas and see me fight.
Andrea, always a pleasure talking to you. I appreciate you taking the time, especially during Thanksgiving. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook under Andrea KGB Lee, and my sponsors, Victory Beef and Iowa Bison. And I'd like to thank, everybody else that's been helping me train, Jim West, Aspen Ladd, Tim Crater at Gladiator Academy, Coach Doug, and, friends, family, and Ainsley, I love you. Mwah.